Howdy, howdy. Today, we're going to be looking at one of the most common accompaniment patterns in the classical era, the Alberti bass. Named after Domenico Alberti, this pattern takes a standard chord and breaks it up to create a much more fluid and moving accompaniment. Instead of just block chords, we break it into a much more exciting pattern of low, high, middle, high. Yeah. And so ideally this will create a nice rolling background and supporting texture. So let's look at the second movement of Mozart's famous Sonata Facile, K545 in G major. While the right hand has a really wonderful and beautiful melody, the left hand is backing it up almost the entire time with the Alberti bass. And this really keeps the piece moving forward and gives the melody so much room to breathe, and you can really add up a lot of expression in this, which I really appreciate. So I'll play a little bit for you now. Super duper classic. Big fan. And so there's a few different things we can look at while we're playing this piece. And the first one of which and the most common that you'll hear from piano teachers and things is rotation in the wrist. This can be super duper important for gaining control and not keeping your wrist super duper tight. The second that we tighten up on our wrists, we'll ruin everything for our Alberti bass. So that rotation motion automatically makes us keep moving our wrist. Do that by kind of a doorknob turning motion. This is definitely the most common method that is super duper effective. And so the next is to not isolate our fingers while we play. If we were to play it like that, it would completely drown out the melody. It would be something like this. Yeah, and so the melody's just completely gone, and now we're pounding away, and it will be no fun for anyone, and they'll throw tomatoes at you. And so if we do isolate every finger and we also do rotation, that'll also super duper tire us out. And so if we're playing a nice big Mozart sonata, we'll be completely out of energy by the time we get to the end. So definitely not isolating every finger is really important. Keep everyone nice and together. Nice and calm and together and smooth. And finally, in my favorite method for Alberti bass is to not press the key all the way down. We definitely don't have to go to the bottom of the key every single time to get a nice sound. We can actually do very much the opposite and just barely skim the top of the note or the top of the key, and we can still get a nice big sound by doing that. I'm not hitting the bottom of the key at all. I'm probably going about 50% of the way in. Yeah, that was a good one. And so if we do that, we make sure to never ever hit the bottom of the key. If we forget everything else, as long as we do this, we can keep the melody nice, or the Alberti bass nice and smooth and quiet, and give the melody so much room to breathe and be expressive. Yeah, so that's definitely my favorite method, is to not push the key all the way. So we have rotation, not isolating all the fingers, and then not pressing the key all the way down. And so if we do those three things, we'll have perfect Alberti bass every single time. And so for my final notes, in my opinion, this sonata is an absolute must play no matter the skill level. You'll hear lots of beginner students play the first movement all the time. Yeah, so you hear that one a whole bunch, but it's very rare you'll actually hear it at a super duper high level in person. So it's really worth going back to the basics in some cases, and it can really allow you to work on your expression and stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I really do love this sonata. And so the Alberti bass is a central component to the classical era, and especially your Mozart, and even more especially for this piece. So it's definitely worth revisiting in my opinion. So thank you for watching, and happy practicing.